welcome back. It's me, Marisa the Medium, and welcome to this week's edition of What's in the Cards. Every week I give a weekly reading for you guys based on a collective energy of what I feel coming in for you guys. So this week's reading, if you're new here, is for November 2nd through November 8th. And if you are new, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining me. And I'm going to encourage you to do the thing that you do, like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of these weekly readings. Feel free to share them with your friends. And without any further ado, let's get going. I've kind of been told that this week we're going to focus on relationships. We've just come off of Halloween. Today is All Souls Day or All Saints Day. We've just come through a really, really big portal. And what I'm hearing for the collective right now is a focus on relationships. And go, oh, of course, how funny. Well, we're going to have the holidays before we know it. And that is a time where we do think about relationships. So let's see what is standard. Here we go, guys. Every week this happens. Cards flying out with the standard tarot deck Rider-Waite has in store for us about relationships. What do we need to know for this upcoming week about relationships? All right, and we have the Two of Swords. And you can see that you will be feeling at some sort of crossroads or conflicted or even held to some degree captive in this relationship, or that you may even have some sort of blindfold on within the relationship. So there is some conflict. The view behind you is pretty, however the view in front of you is obscured. What I also see is with this moon in the background is it's time for you to rely on your intuition. This will help you foresee how to move through the obstacle that you may be feeling in the relationship. This could, whether it's a love relationship, that could be there, a work type relationship, but mostly I am getting just relationships in general if you do have a loved one or a significant other. So take a look at how that comes in for you for this next week. What is it that you need to uncover, tune in, use your intuition about to move through this little bit of conflict that you may have? We are going to go into our next deck, which I use all the time for any of you that are new here. The Soul's Journey, James Van Praagh. I love this deck. I really like all my decks. And this one I love because it's got a little bit of a mandala energy, a little bit of gold going on. So I'm going to ask, what else do we need to know to expand on a little bit of conflict that may have been coming up? What have we been maybe blind about? Where can we open our third eye, our own intuition, to improve the relationship? And I always say you've got to improve a relationship from your own standpoint. You change your frequency and you up-level yourself, you improve yourself. The other person has to respond, or the energetic frequencies just don't match. Oh, we've got a little bit of fear about this change. So with this, it says, I've realized that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Well, I feel like that ties right into this first card. There is some conflict. And I just had this discussion with somebody the other day about fear and love. They are two feelings on the same spectrum. When you're in fear, you can't be acting from a place of love. And when you are acting from a place of love, it's impossible to be acting from a place of fear. So within this relationship where you may be feeling that conflict, resolve to come from a loving energy. And if the relationship is a platonic relationship, if it's maybe a friendship, but there is some discord, come from a loving place. Even if you need to list facts or the things about it that you've been struggling with in order for you to be open and honest. Coming from a loving place will allow you to move forward and away from fear. So trust the intuition that you can have this discussion, or you can make these changes to make this relationship improve or even more functional. And I'm going to go with one more card. I'm being told, as always, I like to make it fun. We're going to use the Affirmators Love and Relationships deck. I love this. Sense of humor is really often what we need to tackle some of life's biggest issues. And I know that a laugh in a very serious moment or in the middle of a fight can really be helpful. Lighten things up. So, what do we need to know about how we can lighten things up. How can we move through this? How can we resolve this tension, this little bit of conflict that we may have been feeling in our relationship? We've got a bull. Tact. Dude, this is amazing. This ties in perfectly, you guys. I speak and act with care, remembering that impulsive words or harsh tone can sometimes hurt others. If it feels like I'm walking on eggshells, I'll remind myself that those eggshells might have actually be a shop full of china and I might actually be a bull. Then I'll remind myself to stop mixing metaphors. And as you can see here, we've got this really cool bull, and he's surrounded by eggshells. And I think how that ties in again to this relationship, how you're going to approach this. Again, coming from love and not fear, and tact. So how can you share what's on your heart, share what's on your mind, and let the person know I'm striving to make this better for both of us in whatever form that relationship comes again. And tactfulness. I'm huge about manners. I'm constantly teaching my kids to have good manners. And that applies especially when we're talking about that within relationships, because it's very easy for us to go to a place of comfort and maybe be more snappy with the people around us. That seems to be the case in almost every family dynamic I know. It's just really easy for us to be there because these people are with us in an enclosed space outside from the rest of the world. So this week, maybe focus on a little bit of tact, moving away from fear and into love so that you can resolve any conflict that has been showing up in this relationship. So that is this week's reading. I want to let you guys know that I am available for things like group parties, holiday parties, birthday parties. I do stuff like that. The link will be in the bio for you. And as always, I would ask you to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss anything here on this channel. And as always, be the